Once again, my very warm welcome and good morning to all the dignitaries present with us today in the room and also on the other side of the video conference. As you know that we have already mentioned, this is the 46th foundation day of the Central Pollution Control Boards, which we know as CPCB, and it has been working very vigilantly and diligently for the last 4 decades, as you have said, 5 decades rather, in towards environmental protection, and has played a very important part in India's growth, because you think well, you work well if you breathe well. So I think that a lot of onus goes on CPCB in ensuring that we create the awareness, and conscience is at work. It cannot just happen with surveillance, because laws exist, but the importance of the air that we breathe in, and the fundamental fundamental responsibility that lies with people to ensure that the guidelines and the wisdom shared by you with the people all the time is followed with a conscience. You cannot contaminate, you cannot malign the air that you breathe in every day. And I must say that CPCB has been the engine that drives this entire noble endeavor, and a very required endeavor today. With all the mechanisms that you have in place, you are definitely walking in the right direction. We are very aware of this line, that when you are walking the right direction, what you need to do is keep walking. But having said that, since when it gets very cold and the north gets a lot of frost, I think that's when the PM 2.5 and PM 10 starts, and the AQI and the suspended particles in the air, they start disturbing. So frost in the northern region is a big thing, and the fog and smog what we have, it actually help these particles to remain suspended, correct me if I'm wrong, for a more longer time in the air. And therefore I find a line from Robert Frost very appropriate to be said today. So though you are walking the right path, I definitely think there's miles to go before we can actually sleep, because breathing is also an involuntary system, so we breathe even when we sleep. And therefore this is an endeavor that has to continue 24/7. This is not something that that we can let go while we sleep, because the MSMEs, as you have mentioned, the biggest of factories, they work in shift, and while during the night you don't get to see the smoke, work really happens rigorously throughout the night, and therefore the responsibility to not pollute the air and follow the guidelines also rests on all of us during 24/7 in a day's time. And the good part that I can tell you on a lighter note is that our ministry, our Gupta Sahab, Ravi Shankar Prasad, they work very hard during the day, and also spend a lot of late nights trying to put things into place. But you have two ministers who have lifestyles where, not lifestyles I would say, but ministers will be available to you 24/7, because given my background, I sleep at 4 o'clock, and with our Honorable Minister Prakash Javadekar ji, he wakes up at around 4. So you have one minister awake 24/7 during the day. So I think that if it helps you, I would love to add that to our sincerity. Joke is a very serious thing. So though I said it in a lighter note, I think that it is very important for people to understand, and as I said, with a conscience, that it is our duty to play our own part in ensuring that we don't make things harder for the regulating agencies. Everything cannot be government controlled. I have said this before. There are a lot of penalties, lot of stringent measures that are in place. But then you call Singapore a fine city because they impose a lot of fines. So can we make our country better and finer in terms of air quality without imposing the fines? Can we do that? So that's the challenge that we have in front of all of us. You have, CPCB is redefining the approach to pollution control. I would read the data from the paper that you have given me, from the speech that you have given me, because you have really done a lot of work in every area. And yesterday I had said that my whatever I say here today should not be rhetoric. It should also make everyone aware of what you have done in terms of by presenting a little bit of data along with what I say. So, redefining approach to pollution control is there. Environmental protection in the country, you've already doing that very well. In laying down the standards for 86 types of polluting sectors, 86 types of polluting sectors, plus the human density that if we have in the country. So it will be 87, and the plus one is not easy. It's 135 billion people, 135 crores of people. So you have 87 types of polluting sectors actually. And you are doing a real-time surveillance, and we have monitors in our room where we get real-time data, which is really commendable. We have more than 5,000 polluting industries, and if that is on record, then probably the real number could be 10,000 or maybe more than that. So you have a robust monitoring system with 804 manual and 233 real-time air quality stations, and to a network of 4,111 manual and 36 real-time water quality stations. So these are data that people really need to know. CPCB has identified and guided preparation of action plans for management of 122 non-attainment cities and 351 polluted river stretches. Now, 351 polluted river stretches are very important. We are a country where we are blessed with a lot of water bodies, and to attach the word polluted before river stretches, it does give you a lot of pain, and I'm very happy that you are working towards it in a concerted manner. In the last few years, there has been a 25% reduction in particulate levels in Delhi, as per National Ambient Air Quality Status and Trend Report 2019. 50 cities out of 69 cities analyzed have reported a higher number of good to moderate air quality index days. So that's a good thing, but definitely I would say that COVID-19 has probably given us an opportunity to press the reset button, and the challenge is going to be to understand, study, and to put in place a few measures wherein what happens when we kick-start, when everything which starts has to end. So if COVID-19 has started, the world has dealt with bigger challenges. One such pandemic happens every 100 years. So 1919 we had the plague, or the Spanish flu, right? So in 100 years we are facing one more challenge. But I think this has also, with no airlines functioning, no vehicles running on the road, though it's very surprising that while we blame a lot of pollution to the vehicles, actual vehicular pollution, that the amount of pollution that the vehicles causes, I think close to 18%, not more than that. Is that right? Around 17-18%, around that. So but with the industries, with the factories not functioning, we have got a chance where we did press the reset button. So when everything kick-starts once again, when life gets to normalcy, vaccines are, how quickly do we move from this, as you said, the green and orange zones to the red ones, which we are very used to seeing when we check air quality index is the most important thing. And that's where all of us will have to be very conscious and keep a surveillance with the monitoring thing in process. Can we do a few new things? Can we put a few measures in place so that when we start from zero, but can we do certain changes in our behavioral pattern, the way factories are run, where once they kick-start, they cause less harm to the environment and to the air quality. That's the biggest challenge, according to me. With water quality management efforts, you are monitoring the Ganga in 97 locations. I've been told that the Ganga till about Uttar Pradesh is much cleaner than what it used to be. Down stream from there, it's not very good in areas, and I've been doing some surveillance in around Bihar, West Bengal, and all of that. The grossly polluting industries, the sewage system which dumps water into the river and all that. In many places, including West Bengal, they are not in order, and we are doing what we could do. We have had a couple of important meetings in our ministry where previous chairman, Mr. Parihar, had taken part, and now you have to take the mantle. You've already taken over the mantle, the baton from him. So an improvement in BOD has been observed in 2020 as compared to previous years in the following stretches. That's Raiwala, Rishikesh, Haridwar, downstream, Uttarakhand, Narora, Kanauj, downstream, upstream, Kanpur, Prayagganj. As I said, in Uttar Pradesh, things are better than what it used to be. Navadvip, Diamond Harbour in West Bengal. They are very close to where I used to live in West Bengal. As I've already spoken about sewage discharge, to effectively monitor treated water quality and compliance, 1,617 STPs are operating in the country. I would request you on this Foundation Day to build and strengthen the very foundation of CPCB. River is something which is part of our history, part of our heritage, and part of our daily lives. We're an agricultural economy, agro-based economy, and therefore the water that we use in farms, a lot of that comes from water bodies that we already have. And if that water is polluted, grossly polluted, then it is also going to have a very big impact on the crops that are being, that we grow around the country. So that's something I would really want all of you all of us rather, should put in a concerted effort and see that how many of these 1,617 STPs, I would mark this as number one in the challenges that we have, apart from the air system, as the number one priority to not only involve all the SPCVs around the country in all the states, but to ensure that they're doing the right things. Whatever help that can be extended from the central ministry here, we'll do. I'm sure we do all of that, and we'll be doing it, continue to do it. We have a lot of other systems, the other mechanisms in place, like NCAP is a very, very good way which will help you as well. And if we can do it in a concerted manner involving you, that could be a very good thing. I've been told that you have handled the COVID-19 waste. There is a lot of organic, bio, medical waste. You have handled it well. You have continuously updated new research findings on COVID-19, and the biomedical waste generation, obviously it has gone up at a point beyond what we could even envisage, and it's suddenly hit all of us, the biomedical, and with so therefore I hope that the needful is done. You have launched a very effective app today. We have to ensure that there is enough participation in that, because people should, like we Honorable Prime Minister thought about Arogya Setu. So it is not about having the app, it is not about having the law, it is not about having the punishments in place, it's not about the stringent measures, it's how people use it, how interactive, and how much of monitoring and surveillance we can have in terms of how many people are using it and what data is coming out from the apps. So on one hand, I express my sincere appreciation towards all of you in making this effort in launching an app. These are new, this is a small step. You press a button and the app set, but actually it's a huge leap for mankind. So I think that this is a good step, but then how can you engage more and more people in using the app? That's the challenge that you have. We'll all work together towards achieving it. With all your accomplishment and intensive actions, I think, as I said, it has to be a 24/7 job. So I wish all of you, all the very best on this Foundation Day. It's a happy birthday today for CPCB. Next time we'll ensure that in appreciation of all the work that you do throughout the air, amidst polluting substances, whether it's doing field research and all of that. So next time on the foundation day, let's make a tradition to cut a cake. Ravi Shankarji, I think we should have a CPC BB as a birthday added to it, and we should cut a cake before this on any such important foundation days. So I think that with these words, I don't need to say more. I think, as I already said, that all of you are enlightened men and women, and you are the ones who would guide us to ensure that we help you in the directions that you want to take. And our Honorable Prime Minister takes very special, a very, I would say, a very intricate note of what is happening with air pollution, in coordinating with states around us, stubble burning, having things in place, providing the farmers with the modern equipment so that they move away from stubble burning to more scientific measures. I think he's also doing his very best, and under the leadership of Prakash Javadekar, our Honorable Minister of this ministry, we all pledge that we'll work together towards making our planet a much better planet in the days to come. And while we kickstart all activities after having dealt with this devastating COVID pandemic, we will do things more correctly. We'll start things more consciously. We'll use more of our conscience to ensure that this little bit of a positive side, the little full portion of the glass that we see, we are seeing during the COVID-19, this 2020 has totally gone into that, I would say. So that's one challenge, and I hope that everyone gets the message that we have to start the innings with a very good knock. So that's what it is. Let's knock the doors. Let's make people more aware. Once again, thank you very much for making me a part of today's birthday, and I wish you all the best. May you live 100 years and beyond. Thank you, sir.